don't know who Michael Murph is, I'm going to actually recite to you guys a Medal of Honor citation from George Bush. Some of you guys may ask about like the mental toughness thing and whatever, how I stay strong and stuff like that. This is it. Murph is my mental toughness thing. This is what I think of every time I'm not want to go any further. Every time I can't take another step forward. This is what comes to my mind. So, I'm going to recite something to you guys that I hold very dear to my heart, and hopefully it will inspire you to work a little bit harder today. Honor the sacrifice that he's given for our country, along with all those other hero workouts and fallen people out there. So, here it is. Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy earned his Steel Trident in 2002. They remember a wisecracking friend who went by Mikey or Murph. They remember a patriot who wore a New York City firehouse patch on his uniform in honor of the heroes of 9/11. They remember an officer who respected their opinions and led them with an understated yet unmistakable sense of command. Together, Michael and his fellow SEALs deployed multiple times around the world in the war against the extremists and radicals. And while their missions were often carried out in secrecy, their love of country and devotion to each other was always clear. On June 28, 2005, Michael would give his life for these ideas. While conducting surveillance on a mountain ridge in Afghanistan, he and 3 fellow SEALs were surrounded by a much larger enemy force. Their only escape was down the side of a mountain, and the SEALs launched a valiant counterattack while cascading from cliff to cliff. But as the enemy closed in, Michael recognized that the survival of his men depended on calling back to the base for reinforcements. With complete disregard for his own life, he moved into a clearing where his phone would get reception. He made the call, and then fell under heavy fire. Yet his grace and upbringing never deserted him. Though severely wounded, he said thank you before hanging up and returned to the fight before losing his life. Unfortunately, the helicopter carrying those reinforcements never reached the scene. It crashed after being struck by a rocket-propelled grenade. And in the end, more Americans died in Afghanistan on June 28, 2005 than on any other day since the beginning of Operation Enduring Freedom. This day of tragedy also marks the sad distinction of being one of the deadliest for Navy Special Warfare Forces since World War II. One of Michael's fellow SEALs did make it off the mountain ridge. He was one of Michael's closest friends. Petty Officer Marcus Luttrell of Texas, author of a riveting book called Lone Survivor, put it this way: Mikey was the best officer I ever knew. An iron-souled warrior of colossal and almost unbelievable courage in the face of the enemy. For his courage, we award Lieutenant Michael Murphy the first Medal of Honor for combat in Afghanistan. And with this medal comes a debt that will not diminish with time and can never be repaid. Our nation is blessed to have volunteers like Michael, who risk their lives for our freedom. We're blessed to have mothers and fathers like Maureen and Dan Murphy, who raise sons with such character and courage. And we're blessed with the mercy of the loving God, who comforts all of us who grieve. That lone survivor that did make it off that mountain ridge with that deck, Marcus Luttrell, he did an interview shortly after he got out of the hospital. Numerous surgeries, he was laid up for a while. I asked him, can you talk about Michael's courage and what he showed that day? Marcus's response: I'll never quit anything because of that. When you see someone fight that hard, it makes life seem pretty fucking easy. Seriously. There's 3 C's that I like to live by: courage, commitment, and clarity. Do you have the courage to start? Yes, you're all here. Do you have the commitment to finish? Of course you do. You're at CFNE. And do you have the clarity of vision to see exactly what you got to get done? And you're going to stick it out no matter what. A man can only be beaten in 2 ways: if he gives up or he dies. Find the level of commitment you have. Let's get after it.